Hello gorgeous! So first things first, I'm starting with a clean and well exfoliated face. Moisturizing is very important for making your makeup look really nice. I moisturized my face with this Eco Beauty Good Day Moisturizer. Don't forget your body too. I used this Tea Dora Nourishing Body Cream when I got out of the shower this morning. I like to apply lip balm before starting my makeup just so that by the time all my makeup's ready and I'm gonna apply my lip product, my lips will be very hydrated. So Kat has really great skin, so it's really important that we create a flawless base. So moisturizing helps, but applying a good primer can do wonders as well. I like this one from Too Faced because it really helps the foundation to stick to the skin for a much longer time. Here I'm applying a foundation that has a very natural matte finish. It's a long-lasting formula, which doesn't matter that much because I'm gonna be washing all this off once I'm done with this video, but it does matter when I wear it out, so I just wanted to share. This is Lancome's Teint Idole Ultra. It's their 24-hour foundation. I'm concealing my own beauty marks with concealer because I don't really care too much about the one by my brow because we're gonna be covering that up with stars later. So moving on to the brows, I'm filling mine in using a mix of this dark brown eyeshadow and a touch of black eyeshadow. Make sure that the shadows don't contain any shimmer. This should be obvious, but just in case. I'm using this to fill in my brows just into a similar shape to what Kat has. What I love about her brows is that they don't look too drawn on at all. I mean, it's nice that they're pretty soft for such a dark brow. For the eye makeup, I'm not working off of any particular look that I've seen on her. I just decided to go with something that I think Kat would like. A nice, bold, smoky eye. So I'm using this dark blue gel liner by J-Cat and a fluffy shadow brush to go over the outer third of the eye. And I'm using a clean brush just to blend that all out. This is just going to create a really nice dark base. So it's going to give a little bit more drama to the overall look. This part of the look wasn't too planned out, but from here on out it's pretty straightforward as far as the eyes go. I just took some brown shadows and I worked those around the blue base and also into the sockets. And then I filled in the rest of the lid with a dark plum shadow. After that, I took this Pacifica shadow in Ethereal. It's a really light shimmery vanilla shade and I'm just placing that at the innermost corners just to add a little bit of highlight. And then with that same shadow, I'm using that to create a highlight underneath the brows, but I'm really emphasizing, I'm trying to emphasize how pointy the arch is, so I'm kind of going in a very boomerang type shape. Then I picked up that dark plum again, and I'm using that underneath the lower lash line, but I stopped about halfway, and then I filled in that leftover space with this golden shadow. It's called Treasure. And I also took that same treasure shadow and I applied that to the centers of the lids. As I said, I wasn't really planning this part out, I just knew I wanted to do something bold and smoky. And then I lined the entire waterline with a black pencil liner. And of course, along the top lash line, I created a really nice wing with a black liquid liner. This one is actually Kat Von D's tattoo liner in Trooper, and I also used that same liner to start drawing on the stars, the star tattoos on her face. But I stopped halfway because I remembered that I didn't powder my foundation, so that's what I did just to set everything in place. Don't forget her little lightning bolt on her right cheek. And yes, my tattoo liner just ran out while I was filming this, so I switched to a gel liner instead. And back to the eyes, I decided to add some glitz to the whole look, so I pulled out my trusty Physicians Formula shimmer palette and I just went to town. I just wanted to add some sparkle and make the look a little bit more special. And here I blanked out my lips with some foundation. Kat's lips are shaped a bit differently than mine, especially the lower lip. I feel like my lips overall are probably wider than hers are, but especially the lower lip. So I made sure to really hide the sides of my lower lip a bit. And I even used some white foundation just over where I saw like any kind of shadows just to brighten it up and make it all look a little bit more flat and like it's not part of my lips. And then I went ahead and I filled in my lips with the lip color. You can go with something like a red too, because I've seen a lot of Kat Von D looks with a red lipstick or something, but I just wanted to go with something a little bit softer. I have seen her wear shades like this, and this is actually a liquid lipstick from her line. It's called Bow and Arrow. I'm not sure if it was discontinued, so I'm sorry ahead of time. But moving on, Kat Von D has one of the prettiest noses I think that I've ever seen, and it's quite narrow and it has a cute little tip, so I'm just contouring. It's like a nose job in a palette, people. Just remember to blend. She's not a cartoon. You want this to look at least somewhat believable. And then I'm using a light banana powder from her palette, and it got me, this was the palette that got me thinking about this whole entire look in general. But I'm using that underneath the eyes just to brighten them up a bit. Don't get too carried away because she's not a Kardashian. And then I took a little bit of this darker shade along the sides of my face with a fluffy blush brush. Kat Von D doesn't typically wear much contour, and also her cheeks aren't like that deep. At the back, I feel like she's got more shape going on in the front of her face when it comes to her cheeks. So she has cheekbones, but they're more prominent at the front. So we'll get to that in a bit. The thing about transformations is that each step will be different on everyone. I'm just doing what my features would need to have done to them just to look more like Kat's. But still, I think that besides like all of the, you know, contouring and trying to look like Kat Von D, I think the makeup itself is really pretty for this look. So, you know, take what you want, really. And here I'm just using some shading just to make the look come together a little bit more. I'm going over some details, mostly around the lip and mouth area in general. And then I'm highlighting the fullest part of my cheeks up front. It's like the center of the apples of my cheeks. Just because I noticed that, again, like I said, Kat's cheeks are much more prominent towards the front of her face. They're much more defined, like at the apples. It was hard to replicate Kat's exact tattoos. So instead, I went for just some similar designs and going for some inspiration. I don't think anybody really knows Kat's like exact tattoos anyway. I had ended up buying this tattoo, like it's a temporary tattoo paper that you can print your own designs on, and of course the flowers on the neck were actually on the opposite side, but it was too late by the time I realized. So just as I said, this is from this point on, it's very much just interpretive, inspirational. I just wanted to look like I had tattoos because, as I said, I don't think anybody, or at least not that many people, know about Kat's exact tattoos all over her body. She has a lot of them.